Maybe y'all hear. We're at the night of fire in Steele. And this place is crowded. Pro mods, there's pro mod cars everywhere. 6.0, 7.0, 550 heads up classes. There's a jet car somewhere down here. There's so many, they got so many roads down here, it ain't even funny. Where I'm at, see, we got 1, 2, 3, there's 4 roads, and I'm parked all the way at the end of the return road, or about halfway down the return road. But car's not doing half bad. It is still a little bit on the lean side. It ain't enough to, I don't think it's enough to hurt anything, but it's definitely got to be addressed. I made 2 passes with it last night. It ran this 2 608s back to back. First pass today is the first time, or the only time trial we got. I lost air pressure on, was in the staging lanes, lost some air pressure, so I had to even them up. And it was about 3/4 of a pound lower than what I normally run them on. And it spun terrible, and it dropped a lot. But first round, it killed 8 numbers. It run a 16 the first time trial, or the only time trial again. So I doubted on the 12 because I knew a lot of it was in the tires. Guess what it ran? 608 with a 5. So there's 3 passes that it's acted normal. It was an 8 with a 6, an 8 with an 8, and an 8 with a 5. So obviously I bought back in, and I'm gonna dial it on an 8. I was 10 on the tree and 14 on the tree. So if I can find the tree again, I think we'll be able to hopefully print some tickets tonight, or today. It's still, there's not a cloud in the sky anywhere. We got a little bit of a wind going, so hopefully this thing's going to turn on some wind lights for us. And that's where our night ended. My camera woman and my phone had a major disagreement. But from right there where that one stopped at, there wasn't much after it. It was attempting to print tickets. I mean, when it runs 3 passes and moves 3 thousandths, things are, I mean, you can win with that. Of course, you can also get beat with that too. I've been around drag racing and bracket racing long enough. I've seen a lot of crazier things happen with that. But that's beside the point. The crazy thing that happened with this one is I'm pretty certain the converter gave up. I done the burnout. Well, the car in front of me, he broke. So they backed us out of the water. I done the burnout, went to stage the car. I got on the brake and put it on the floor, and when I come off the button, it was struggling, it seemed like, to make it to 3,000 because I got the shift I'm launching on 38. It acted like it was in second gear, so as soon as I turned the button loose and heard it, I reached over and slapped the shifter down. It was already in low gear. And when it launched, I mean, it was in a bind. And it attempted to go into high gear, and it wasn't having it. I eased it down the track and brought it back, and we checked the rear end. The rear end seems fine. Of course, I just unloaded it a little while ago, but I guess the next video we're going to be, well, I don't know if I'm going to be showing a whole lot. I'll just tell you what I'm going to probably wind up doing. First thing I'm going to do is go over the motor, make sure I didn't crack a piston or bust one, or because I mean, even though it was a little bit lean, it wasn't lean enough to hurt it. But I mean, I know y'all have heard, if any of y'all talked to Thumper, or Dominic's his name, but if any of y'all talked to him, I'm sure you've heard him say lean is mean. And of course, I'm sure a lot of y'all say that too. Lean can be very mean. Lean's also very consistent. So he always sends a jet kit with any of his carburetors. If y'all got them, y'all have got the kits too. Right now, I have got it as rich as I can possibly make it with what I've got. So jet extensions they're going to be ordered within the next few days, and we're going to fatten it up some more because the plugs they weren't happy. And with this thing being a 950, if I can't get it to where it needs to, where the motor alone is happy, it may wind up with a Dominator on it. So if that's what comes to it, that one may be possibly for sale. If not, I'll keep it for something else. But it's super frustrating because the 3 good passes that I had, that 16 pass was, I mean, that was a rookie mistake because I'm a dummy and I should have pumped the tires up before I pulled in the staging lanes. I just didn't realize we were going to sit there in the lanes as long as we did. But, and I mean, that's maybe some of y'all that's got a race car of any kind, that's a piece of advice. Make sure you got plenty of air in the tires. I mean, you can always let them down in the staging lanes. Make sure you leave the trailer with plenty of air in the tires. I checked mine when I came back, or well, from the time I came back about halfway till I pulled back out there, and they were okay, but it was sitting in the shade, it lost some air. I'm an idiot, I should have checked it, but it is what it is. It spun. If you can slow the video down, you can see that it spun and chattered the tires probably 40, 50 foot out, and that's where most of it lost at. Because the next pass, put the tire pressure back where I run them on, run a 608 again. But all 3 dragsters that I ran, both of them, one of them was a 45 on the tree, the other 2 were 48s. If I would have had this dialed to 608 and it ran it, instead of dialing it on a 12, just at that point it was a guessing game. If I would have dialed it an 8, I mean, that round was won. So I wouldn't have had to buy back in. But converter decided to give out. So, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if I'd have won it or split the buy, had to buy, whatever. I was done. But it was a good turnout. There was 285 cars on the lot. So I'd say for the guys that put that race on, I'd say it was a success. But it's probably going to be a while before we go back out, because if I do realize that, or figure out the converter is what's going, I got 2 more sitting here. I may stick one in it, because that one that's in, it's a turbo action. I got 2 PTCs laying here. So as long as the motor's fine, I'm probably going to put I ain't going to say that either, because I'm probably going to take all 3 of them to Kenny and let him check them. So part of a race car, if something breaks, you got to fix it. But if you're going to keep up with it, I appreciate appreciate y'all watching these videos. Like and subscribe, and see y'all on the next one.